Episode 7. Welcome to the Walkthrough Podcast.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. It's just a little bit of a production here.
It's a nice setup. I like it.
Thanks. Well, so welcome to the show. We're going to talk about timber, talk about framing, talk about, hopefully you can tell us some stories on Kevin. But for our...
Hopefully not too bad.
Our watchers...
I don't know any stories on Kevin.
Oh, that's not true. So Tommy is one of the crew chiefs at KNH and has turned into the timber specialist. But anyway, yeah, thanks for joining.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
I don't know about specialist, but I like to dabble, I guess, in timber.
I would say you're more than dabbling.
Who's more of a specialist than you at this point?
I mean, there's a lot of YouTubers. They're probably a little bit better than me, but I do pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
In our world,
You're never a specialist until you're retired, right?
Oh, then you're a consultant.
Because you're always learning and still while you're working, right?
Yes.
That's fair. So Kevin and Tommy do a great job of deflecting compliments. Like this whole show is just going to be like, no, you guys are good. No. Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know. I like this building. Who built it?
yeah. Hadn't fallen down.
We're gonna get there. So what do you guys? Well, shoot, we'll get into it. What's your backstory, Tommy? Who are you? Where are you from?
Well, I was born in California. My dad was always raised baby calves from, I don't know, since I was born, he raised baby calves. And then when all the dairies left Southern California, moved to, I guess that'd be Eastern New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We followed them. And whenever I was 5 years old, we moved to Lovington, New Mexico. And then I think at that point, my dad was raising like 10,000 heifer calves at one time.
Had a bunch.
Yeah, so like I grew up, I remember I was like 5 years old driving an old 920 Caterpillar around, like couldn't reach the pedals, but you didn't need to because it didn't have brakes anyway. So you just push the gear shift forward and back, right? So I've been driving stuff since I could walk pretty much, right? So
So there's 10,000 at one time head of cattle. How many siblings do you have? Like, was it just you and your dad? Is it you got a bunch of brothers?
yeah, my brother's 2 years younger than me, pretty much almost exactly 2 years. And then my sister, she's like 10 years younger than us, so she came in way later down the road. But so yeah, it was mainly me and my dad, and we had like 10 helpers, 10 people helping. So
That's cool.
and
Was it the kind that had the shed? Like you had to have the sheds, like every.
we had like 3 calves in every hutch. And we built all our hutches too. So like we'd have this massive. Like we think that skill saw that I have is pretty big, that 16-incher. Yeah, this one had like a 48-inch saw on it. You set the whole bundle on this rack and just cut them all.
And just because you already had a template, you're just
and you just throw them in this little template and you're throwing calf pins together. We used to have to build.
You would cut an entire bundle of lumber?
I'd probably cut like half of it at one time, but you just literally throw it up there because you needed like half this bundle for this part for those hutches, right? Because you'd make the floors, you'd make the whole calf hutch, everything. So it was fun. Like that's technically where I got my start to framing, I guess, was building calf hutches.
yes.
I was 5 years old and I was driving the Caterpillar and then building hutches.
Then we started framing.
Yeah.
So you started framing younger than me.
Yeah, I guess.
So hey.
Yeah, but it took a long hiatus in the middle, I guess.
Well, still you still holding that the award on that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so, okay, Lovington, and then what happened? Like, you were in high school. How'd you get out of the cattle business?
Well, I think it was right around middle school. My dad got out of the calf business, and we started a dairy. So for the longest time, we had like 100 cows, just trying to make ends meet. Like, we had land, so we were farming. We were making our own hay. We were, growing corn, do corn silage, all that stuff. Pretty much did that all the way until I graduated high school, and about that time I was done with that whole life for a little while because it was every day after school you go milk, every day before school you got to go feed the calves. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of work involved in that.
I don't know. I'm a kid of suburbia, so like I hear stories and I've experienced days at a time, but to think about like you grew up on a dairy, you grew up like not even chores, like this is work. If this doesn't get done, things fall apart.
Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 5, and I didn't get a single paycheck till I turned, stopped working for my dad at 18? I got a paycheck. I did get a truck though when I turned 16, so technically there's my payment.
Yes.
So
A lot of work.
Yeah, free and clear for one pickup, I guess.
Free and clear and all the food you could eat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It helped out in football too. You know, carrying 2 calves out of a pen helps you get pretty strong pretty fast.
Yes.
Running from mama cows, that happens a lot.
Oh, man.
So you became quick
Yeah.
and strong.
Yeah.
What position did you play?
Tight end, middle linebacker.
Okay. My brother-in-law was he was an outside linebacker, and he went and ended up playing at Louisiana Tech. And I would not want to mess with any linebacker of any sort.
Yeah, he must have been faster than me. I just like to run into smashing things. So yeah, we graduated high school, and I got a real job. Was what I thought was, anyways. I worked in Oilfield because Lovington was a big time oilfield town.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked on like a nipple up crew, which built like the BOPs. Because I didn't think I was going to go to college. I was like, I'm just going to take a summer off, take a semester off, and just go and make some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do something different because I'd been stuck doing the same thing for so long. And then I realized, I got an academic scholarship. I can just go for free. Let's just do that. So I went and moved from Lovington to Portales, New Mexico, and spent like 2 semesters there. And I was like, this school is not for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of people have said about Portales.
Yeah. Played football up there too for a little while, and then I just realized this is not for me. So,
what university is in Portales?
Eastern
New Mexico State.
Mm-hmm. The Greyhounds.
Yeah.
How big are they?
They were the same as Tarleton.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're Division II. They were in the Lone Star Conference with Tarleton.
Oh,
for
okay, so
years.
But they were itty bitty. I think they were like half the size of Tarleton. I think like there was nobody there. Like
Okay.
they were tiny.
Yeah, that's great. So, how did you? Again, with the deflections of like, I'm not going to go to school, and wait, no, I guess I can get a scholarship because of my academics. Like, how did that come about? Where you're like, no, I'm not going to school, and then all of a sudden, wait, no, there's this money available.
Well, no, I mean you get like the senioritis, right? Like you're in high school or whatever, and you get senioritis, and like I don't want to do this for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then like I got out of school, and I was already making really good money. Like I was making $1,000 a week easy.
Yeah.
Just working the oil field.
Mm-hmm.
But then they moved me from like I was working with this one crew to another crew, and there was a whole bunch of druggies on that crew, and I was like, dude, I don't want to deal with this. And the guy's like, well, we need you on there to help run things. I'm like, no, I don't want to be on this crew.
Yeah.
That's a bad situation. I want out of this, right?
Yes.
So I was like, I'm just going to go to school, and then you go to school, and there's all that crap too. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this no more. You know.
Yeah.
So that's whenever I left that, and I was called my grandpa up, and I said, hey, can I come live with y'all for a little while?
Uh-huh. And that was in California, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I packed up everything and moved to California for, I don't even know how long I was here. 2 years, maybe. At least till I turned 21. I remember turning 21 in California.
Mm-hmm. What did you not like it there?
What?
Or why'd you end up moving back? Did you just not like it in California?
Well, it was I was literally renting a room inside a cousin's friend's mom's house for like $1,000 a month.
Good. Yeah. So it's like
So Southern California.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were Southern California, about an hour south of LA. So it was
Oh shoot, that's
It's
like Laguna Beach area.
well, Chino, California is where we were.
Okay.
But that's technically where my dad moved to whenever he graduated high school. Was he moved to Chino because that's where all the dairies were, right? Whenever I was there was still a couple of dairies, and there were some that were selling off, and they were selling for like $10 million an acre or something like that, Kevin. Like something crazy, right? And those dairies, they're 200-300 acres.
uh-huh.
That's a payday.
Yeah, so they're moving and buying up whole parcels, multiple parcels in the panhandle of Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they just go up there. But it was fun. Like I enjoyed my time. It was because I never really got to spend a lot of time with all my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had one cousin that lived in Portales, and she was 10 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really hang out much, right? But
Yeah.
on my mom's side of the family, I had 8 cousins that were within 5-6 years of me.
Peer range.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're at the same phase of life,
Yeah.
kind of.
I mean, I had one that was older and everybody else was younger, but it was still like they're all in the same place within 2 miles of each other. Everybody's right there, right? So it was
So it
nice
makes
to
it
go to
fun.
like hang out with your cousins and go and do stuff.
Family. Cousins are a special relationship for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like your brother and sister who you can't get away from, but you want to see your cousin.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same here with my family or my cousins.
Yeah.
So
Do you have a bunch of cousins?
I don't know how many. I had a family get together. If everybody showed up, it's like 70 people.
Oh, man.
Like aunts, uncles, cousins. But
I bet I have 20 cousins. My
I
mom
bet
is one
it's-
of 5. My dad's one of 6. And everybody had a
there
lot
was
of kids.
14 or 16 like grandchildren. And now because I guess let me back this up. There's like probably 16 actually like first cousins, and then now they're stacking down. So
Man, I got Latin in my blood. So if you're a friend long enough, then you just evolve into cousins. So
Yes.
like, first cousin, second cousin. I don't know. But
so when did you come back from California or
That was my dad sold our dairy in Lovington. So he pretty much cashed out all his money, his land, everything like that, and just bought a whole bunch of cows. And we actually rented a place in Pecos, Texas for
did you eat some melons?
4 months. It was the worst 4 months of my life.
Yeah, I framed a hotel there. Remember that
Yeah.
when I was down there? That place is.
We had scorpions coming out of the ceiling at that house we were staying at.
I never had the
You'd be laying in
scorpions.
bed and look up, and there's a scorpion hanging right above your head. You're like, nope, don't like this place at all.
No, I didn't have this. I didn't know about this. I didn't have the scorpion situation, but it was just not. It was just a hellhole of a place. Like, sorry, anybody that's from there, but Lord,
So what? Yeah. What? Okay, he bought all the cattle. Was in Pecos, just renting a place.
Yeah, it was a big dairy, big carousel dairy, right? We had 300 milking cows at that time. Maybe it was 500, I think. It was like 500 cows. Anyway, it was a big carousel dairy. It was a nice dairy, but there wasn't any water. So, like, to get water, you had to, like, there was 4 wells pumping in this one tank, but for some reason, 2 of the wells weren't working, and my dad didn't know that. So it was only 2 pumps pumping in, and I guess another well went down, so then there was only 1 well. So there was like never any water in a dairy. You need a lot of water. You got to wash everything down. You got all those cows that got to drink. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of water required, and he couldn't supply it. So my dad, as soon as that happened, within a couple days, he was driving this direction. Ended up in a dairy in Hyco.
Okay.
So we rented right off of 281. There was a little dairy right there that he was able to rent. So we packed all our stuff out of Pecos and moved over here. First time I saw it was it 15 years ago, I guess, when I moved to Hyco.
Okay.